Heavy metro. Tokyo's metro moves more than 40 million people every single day, and it does so without collapsing under its own weight. What makes it work is absolute separation. Every train runs underground or on elevated tracks, completely shielded from surface chaos. No red lights, no crossing cars, no weather delays. Each line forms its own ecosystem, designed to run on precision rather than patience. The Yamanote line, a circular route looping around central Tokyo, links business districts, universities, and entertainment hubs like gears in a machine. Trains arrive every 2 minutes, with transfers so effortless that rush hour feels choreographed. The system is built around people, not vehicles. Every station leads directly into life above ground. Restaurants, shops, and streets that never stop moving. The same philosophy drives the Moscow Metro, where grand stations hide one of the world's most efficient transport systems. Beneath marble arches and chandeliers, 9 million daily riders move through tunnels timed to seconds. Heavy metro works because it isolates transit from traffic, building a world where movement never depends on luck, only on design. Automated metro. In Vancouver, the SkyTrain redefined what a metro could be, a system that never sleeps, never gets tired, and never waits for a driver to show up. Fully automated since the 1980s, it moves with mechanical precision. Every 2 minutes, trains glide into stations with perfect timing, guided by sensors and computers that read passenger flow in real time. When platforms get crowded, frequency automatically increases. When the city quiets, trains slow down but never stop. Automation eliminates the most unpredictable factor in public transport: human delay. There are no skipped shifts, no missed signals, no slow restarts after red lights. Copenhagen followed the same blueprint, creating a driverless metro that runs 24 hours a day with flawless consistency. Platform screen doors keep stations safe and energy efficient, while onboard systems adjust speed down to the second. The genius of automated metros is invisible. They don't just move people, they synchronize a city's rhythm. The trains don't wait for the world outside. The world keeps time with them. Commuter Rail. The Paris RER was built on one radical idea, that suburbs shouldn't feel like separate worlds. Its trains run deep beneath the city center, connecting towns 60 miles away directly to downtown Paris without forcing riders to transfer. Every few minutes, double-decker trains sweep through tunnels that merge with the metro, turning faraway villages into extensions of the capital. What makes it powerful isn't speed alone, it's reach. People can live affordably outside the core and still arrive at work in under an hour. Germany took that concept further with the S-bahn. In Munich and Frankfurt, commuter trains link airports, business districts, and regional towns in one network, timed to exact 15-minute intervals. The experience feels seamless: one ticket, one schedule, one city. When a system runs this reliably, distance stops being a barrier. Commuter rail works because it treats mobility as a regional promise, not a city luxury. It bridges economic gaps, expands opportunity, and quietly erases the lines between where people live and where life happens. Bus rapid transit. When Bogotá introduced the Transmilenio in 2000, it shattered the myth that efficient mass transit required steel rails and billion-dollar tunnels. Buses began running like trains, fast, frequent, and entirely insulated from normal traffic. Dedicated lanes down the middle of wide boulevards, enclosed stations with off-board payment, and level boarding platforms created the speed of a subway at a fraction of the cost. Within months, more than 1 million daily riders were saving hours every week, and the model spread across Latin America. The key lies in design discipline. Every intersection gives the bus a green light. Every station sits in the corridor's center, protected from congestion. Guangzhou adopted the same strategy, moving nearly 1 million passengers per day, while Istanbul's Metrobus glides along its own expressway lane above city gridlock. Bus rapid transit succeeds when it's treated as infrastructure, not a traffic experiment. Paint alone doesn't make BRT. Priority does. Build it properly, and rubber wheels perform the work of rail. Light rail. In Melbourne, the tram isn't just transport, it's identity. Over 200 miles of track crisscross the city, carrying millions each week through streets shared with cyclists and pedestrians. What makes it work is balance. The system gives trams signal priority at intersections, meaning cars wait while public transport moves first. The result is rhythm. Steady, predictable, almost musical motion through the urban core. Europe refined this idea in cities like Strasbourg, where light rail replaced car lanes in the 1990s. Entire districts were redesigned around walkable streets and modern trams that glide silently through plazas and markets. Air pollution dropped, retail sales jumped, and property values along the tram lines rose. Light rail succeeds because it shapes cities as much as it serves them. It brings people to the surface, weaving transit into daily life instead of burying it underground. In the process, it doesn't just move crowds, it builds communities. Integrated fare system. When London launched the Oyster card in 2003, it quietly solved one of the biggest problems in public transport: friction. Before that, every mode demanded a different ticket. With one tap, the city erased the barrier between bus, train, and underground. The change was psychological as much as technological. It made switching lines feel effortless, encouraging millions to take the most efficient route instead of the simplest one. In Tokyo, the Suica card perfected this idea. One card handles trains, subways, and buses, even vending machines and convenience stores. In Singapore, EasyLink went further, linking payment across taxis, parking, and retail. The real innovation, however, isn't convenience, it's data. These systems show when, where, and how people move, letting planners adjust schedules and predict crowd surges before they happen. Integrated fare systems succeed because they make transit feel unified. You're no longer riding separate networks. You're riding one living system, connected by a single tap. High-speed rail. Japan's Shinkansen redefined what long-distance travel could be. Sleek white trains depart Tokyo every few minutes, racing toward Osaka at nearly 200 miles per hour, with an average delay measured in seconds. The punctuality is legendary. Precision scheduling, automated safety systems, and dedicated tracks that never mix with freight or slower trains. On board, passengers experience quiet, stable comfort that rivals flying. Yet you board at street level and arrive downtown, not at some airport an hour away. France followed with the TGV, linking Paris to Lyon in 2 hours, turning two cities into one labor market. Spain's AVE expanded that vision across the Iberian Peninsula, shrinking day-long journeys into morning commutes. Every successful high-speed line shares a formula: exclusive right-of-way, frequent departures, and station integration that keeps transfers short and effortless. High-speed rail doesn't just compete with airlines, it transforms geography. It makes distant cities feel like neighbors and rewrites how nations connect and grow. Rail plus property model. In Hong Kong, the MTR isn't just a subway, it's an ecosystem. The company builds rail lines and then develops the land around each station into shopping centers, housing towers, and offices. Every stop becomes a mini-city, generating rent that funds maintenance, expansions, and upgrades without relying on government subsidies. That's why the MTR remains one of the only transit systems in the world that turns a profit while keeping fares affordable. This strategy, known as the Rail Plus Property Model, turns transportation into a real estate engine. In Tokyo, private rail companies like Tokyu Corporation and Seibu Holdings use the same formula: lay tracks first, then create communities around them. The result is self-sustaining growth. People ride the trains because they live, work, and shop beside them. Rail Plus Property works because it sees stations as destinations, not stops. It turns mobility into investment, proving that when cities grow with transit, not around it, the system funds itself, and the city thrives with it.